Good morning, Life Point Church, and welcome back. We're going to continue in our discipleship project, the series being called The Peace of God. This week we're talking about the Prince of Peace. You might be able to tell if you can or not, but there's a storm that's rolling in, and I thought how fitting it was because this week we're going to be talking about a storm. You're probably familiar with this story, but it happened one time where Jesus was teaching large crowds like he did, and the disciples were with him, and it was going further on into the evening, and Jesus got tired, and he told his disciples that we're going to go across this sea, and they got into a boat, and at the end of the day, well, Jesus was tired, so he went to sleep. And the disciples were experienced fishermen. They were ready for whatever the sea could throw at them, so they thought, but a storm began to roll in. And it grew so fierce, the Bible tells us, that the disciples were scared for their lives. And they saw Jesus just sleeping there because he was tired. And they finally shook him and woke him and said, "Don't you care that we're about to die?" They thought for sure that they were about to drown in this storm that seemed to come out of nowhere, and that they were about to be killed, and that Jesus was just sleeping. So they woke him up, and Jesus looked around, and he said a few words, and it was so effective. But he said, "Peace, be still." He spoke to the storm, and the storm was quiet. And the disciples stood there amazed, and they were amazed at the power and the authority that Jesus had over nature and being able to bring peace in a certain dire situation. Just as the storm came out of nowhere, Jesus commanded it to stop like it never had come. What an amazing story. And it reminds us that Jesus is the Prince of Peace, that he could speak peace into existence. So we're going to look further into this story this week. But for today, let's just remember that Jesus is the Prince of Peace. And I ask that he would speak into our lives, speak into your life this week, and that he would show you that he could bring peace in the middle of any storm. Thank you so much. Remember to join me tomorrow for day 2 of our lesson.